William here. I believe a failing with the NVQ system, particularly for managers, is that by the time you would have completed your NVQ, you wouldn't have known as much about NVQs as an NVQ assessor. So there's quite a steep learning curve to go through. We'll break this down into several parts. How is the NVQ structured? The difference between taught and assessed programmes, and finally, how does our online guidance assist? How is the NVQ structured? Well, it's broken down into units, mandatory and optional units. Each unit has been given a credit value. 1 credit is awarded to 10 hours of learning. A minimum of 189 credits, which includes 80 credits from mandatory units and the remainder from optional units, are required to achieve the whole qualification. Don't let that put you off. The structure of each unit is that it is divided down into sections titled Learning Outcomes. There are normally 4 or 5 of these in each unit. A learning outcome can be defined as that which a candidate or a learner should be able to demonstrate or evidence as part of their assessment or learning process. NVQ candidates do this in 2 ways. They provide product evidence demonstrating what they do, and they complete candidate statements demonstrating what they know, and they match that evidence to the learning outcomes in each unit. As mentioned previously, a credit value is given to each unit, and the overall for management candidates, they are required to achieve a minimum of 189 credits to gain their qualification. Now, 1 credit for learners is equal, as I've said, to 10 hours, which equates to 1,890 hours, which is 47 weeks of learning. That is for those on a taught course. 47 weeks of learning usually gets divided by half, and so that equates to a 2-year training course, such as the CIOB Construction Management Training course. However, units vary from between 8 and 15 credits. If you were taught a small unit, that would take approximately 2 weeks at college and a month for the larger units. And in my experience, having taught modules on the CIOB Construction Management course, these teaching programme calculations / estimations are correct for those working towards a management qualification. However, assessed candidates are not necessarily being taught, and they have guided learning hours, and they vary between 20 and 30 per unit. Now, this is of importance for those candidates who are embarking on an NVQ 6. And the amount of guided learning hours is dependent upon which units they are undertaking, but generally the guided learning hours are between 447 and 557, which equates somewhere between 11 and 14 weeks of study. But 11 to 14 weeks for the assessed route is a huge reduction from the 47 weeks of a taught course. So the assessed route is a lot quicker for those candidates who are eligible. That is, those candidates that have been working at that level for a minimum of 3 years. So how does our FastTrack system shorten that programme even more? Well, the FastTrack service is that we have created informed and focused guidance with audio and video podcasts for all units. I like to phrase this as the online assessor, giving that guidance and support. In those podcasts, we bring a focus to the product evidence required and to the candidate statements for each learning outcome for each unit. And as the material is comprehensive, it can also be used as teaching material for learners who are on a learning programme. It is often the case that candidates on NVQ management programmes do not have the full knowledge for all units. But the OSAT, the on-site assessment and training route, which NVQ candidates are on, allows for some training. And the guidance that we bring through our podcasts, videos and audios will fill any knowledge gaps that candidates may have so they're able to complete all of the units and all of the section, all the learning outcomes of all of the units. Because the material is online and accessible 24/7, it enables candidates to complete in a timely fashion. This is precisely how our online guidance assists candidates. We believe that understanding and being able to relate to the question is 90% of being able to give an appropriate response or being able to assimilate information learning. I trust you find this video of help, and if that's the case, I look forward to seeing you on one of our courses and working with you.